to the Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast. I am one of the students. My name is Devon.
I'm the other student, Morgan.
And I'm the teacher, Dan. This week, last week I rolled something and mistook it for the Knuckles run, but in fact it was actually for Classic Sonic. So we're talking about Sonic 2, the 8-bit version, and also quickly touch on, Sonic 1 8-bit version. I'm just gonna go a little bit, talk about that.
Tails gets kidnapped.
Yeah. So, as a sort of bit of, background, these games were released for the Sega Game Gear and Sega Master System. I believe they're a little bit different, but generally overall the same. However, what they are different from is the Sega Genesis version, because it was running on much weaker hardware, and back in those days, if you wanted to, have a game on both new and old hardware, it meant a whole world of difference. Hell, even current gen stuff would have had differences between versions because of the tech there. I guess the first thing to really come to mind for me is Aladdin for the SNES and Sega Genesis. Both are very different games because of mechanical things. Off the top of my head, in the Super Nintendo, your main weapon was being able to throw apples at enemies, but in the Genesis you didn't get that. Instead, you had a limited amount of apples and an infinite use sword. And also, I think different things due to the different chip tunes, so the music was different. I think different versions had different levels. It's kind of interesting to think about.
Yeah.
Now, oh yeah?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Other than that, also, yeah, the Sega Master System was this console Sega had made before they got big on the console market with the Sega Genesis, and it has let's see, off the top of my head, some of the notable games are the Alex Kidd games, which are these weird sort of platformers, mascot platformers with rock, paper, scissors, mini games or battles or whatever.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. There was the original Shinobi, the original Phantasy Star. I think whatever, I know Puyo Puyo, the original game Puyo Puyo was based on is on there. I don't remember the details. And you had the Sonic games. Now, in America, and I don't know whether or not maybe Japan, these obviously weren't as popular. However, the Master System was very popular in Europe and Brazil.
Interesting.
From what I understand, this has to do with the accessibility of the hardware compared to the Genesis at the time. And also at the time, the big thing for Sonic in the UK was just Sonic the Comic. People would just read the comic, and they probably wouldn't own the game. Maybe they knew someone who did, but they would mostly experience Sonic through the comic, and presumably these much lower budget consoles.
It's interesting that their biggest exposure is Sonic the Comic, since I feel like a lot of people, here, would have played the game before they saw any of the other media with it. I feel like it would give like a very different, like just thinking of Sonic character as a comic book character more than like a video game character.
Yeah. I wonder if it had to do with like economic stuff. I know around this time, this was when the Troubles were happening. Let's see.
Maybe. I mean, that's a lot of speculation. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm just going off of like a couple things I heard on a podcast by like some people who were into Sonic at that time, and specifically the comic. Let's see. But also, yeah, Brazil is definitely an example. I know for a fact from what I've researched, very much a matter of like much more accessible, more financially viable. Like, I mean, also the Genesis was popular too. And also, from what I understand, it was like really, really easy to pirate Sega games in Brazil at that time. They had like their own like weird bootleg console, but also the bootleg would take like legitimate stuff.
Interesting.
So, let's see. I'll just quickly touch on Sonic 1 8-bit. I just wanted to note a few things in it. Like, there's a couple different stages. Like, not just like just completely different stages. Like, there's a jungle level that has an auto-scroller. There's, it has a world map. It's not like a big fancy one, but like whenever you start a zone, it shows like where Sonic is on the map. Let's see.
I must have missed that somehow.
Yeah. No, it wasn't in Sonic 2, granted. Yeah. And also a thing that I believe is in both of these is, instead of like making a whole special stage for you to do, the Chaos Emeralds are more like hidden in secret locations. Sonic 1 is Sonic 1, but Sonic 2 also has a different plot. In Sonic 2, Sonic and Tails are like going somewhere, and then like Eggman, Robotnik, Eggman, whatever, he kidnaps Tails, and instead the plot is about Sonic having to rescue Tails, and also all the stages are different. There's like one stage called like Green Hills with an S zone, but everything is different.
I noticed that. I was like, first of all, it's not the first stage. Sorry, my phone keeps. But yeah, first of all, it's not the first stage, and then it's, I didn't really even realize that Green Hill Zone was without an S, because if you say, like, Hills Zone and Hill Zone, it sounds the same, because the Z is kind of hides the S a little bit. I don't know.
I do like the implication with these worlds having, like, slightly different names and different starting points and everything. That this is an altered dimension with Robotnik just says, you know what, Sonic, I'm going to kidnap your friend. How about that?
Alternate timeline. Also a thing to notice, like, mechanically, Sonic 2 is also heavily improved on Sonic 1 8-bit. Like, it's got more mechanical similarities. There's actually another unique mechanic, which is the little panel at the end when you run by at the end of a stage. It actually will have it can have alternate faces, and those faces will give you special awards. Like, there's a ring one, there's a Sonic one that gives extra lives, there's a Tails one that's super rare but gets you a continue.
Oh.
And now that I'm looking at these,
is Is that when all
This,
your lives run out, you still have a continue?
Yeah.
How many do you normally have just like no continue?
Yeah, I think it's like you start out with no, but if you get the Tails one, you get a free one. You might also get one through racking up points, I'm not sure. But also, like, each award is, like, based on specific requirements. Like, if you have a multiple of 10 in rings, you get the ring bonus. If you lost lives in the stage, you get the Sonic one, which gets you extra lives. And the Tails one that gives you a free continue, is based on finishing an act with 77 rings and the same number of lives as you started.
Oh gosh. Okay.
That's incredibly specific.
Yeah. So...
I mostly just saw Eggman.
Oh, also, that's a thing about this game. The boss fights aren't really focused on Eggman. Instead, you, like, fight robots he's built. Like, they're all themed after different animals. They might be based on the Flickies.
There's one that looks like, Crocodile the Pokemon.
Yeah, he's funny. I like him.
Yeah. So I guess we could talk about the first stage. Stage 1 is called, Underground Zone.
I will say whenever you get to a new stage, the title card for it has like a screen of like Sonic and Tails like having fun there.
Yeah.
And I think that's cute.
Yeah. And the Underground Zone is like this sort of like mine with like mine carts you can ride on. There's lava pits. I appreciate this game's willingness to have variety. I did not take notes on this.
I'm trying to remember what animal was the boss in this one.
It was a antlion or something. It was one of those animals that like makes up.
At the end. At the end of the stage, Robotnik like grabs Sonic and pulls him into like the boss pit, which is like this downward slope with like an antlion at the bottom, and there's like these orbs that are being thrown at Sonic, so he has to like dodge every orb so it hits the antlion instead.
Gonna be honest, I only know what antlions are from watching Moomin.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I didn't even know what they were.
I don't remember where I've heard of them before, but I mean, honestly, the first time I ever heard of an antlion was like Half-Life 2, and that's not what an antlion looks like. It's a... Anyways.
Neither does the one in Moomin.
Mm-hmm. There's... Stage 2 is the Sky High Zone, which is like this... It's basically Hilltop Zone. However, there is a fun little gimmick in this one. At certain points in like the stage, there's hang gliders, and you like get to fly them. The way it works is you slowly descend, but if you press the jump button, Sonic will go up a little.
You also can jump on clouds and stuff in this.
Be right back.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
The boss for this stage is just Scratch.
It's just Scratch.
It's just Scratch. He's here.
No Grounder in this, though.
Yeah, Grounder's not really an animal.
No,
just kind of.
He's kind of a mole.
I mean, I guess. I wonder if that's what they were going for with him.
Like, kind of a fucked up mole. I don't know.
Yeah, to be fair, Scratch is just a fucked up chicken.
I'm back. Sorry for the wait.
It's okay.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello? I said it's okay.
Oh, okay. So, back to what we were doing.
We're on the sky.
We're on the famous movie Sky High.
There isn't... So I guess, So, the boss
Named
of this
War and
one
Peace.
is...
Scratch.
Gacho Mega. It's this big goose robot that, has, waves of, little tiny chicks that it sends out that you have to take out first. Yeah.
I like that the battle's, all in the clouds.
Yeah, the whole thing is, in the clouds. The next stage is...
Aqua Lake Zone.
Aqua Lake Zone is... It's an aesthetic. It's, got, these pinks and blues, and there's, water fountains everywhere. The second half is, sort of a labyrinth zone style stage. Also, in the second half, it has this special gimmick where there are certain bubbles that, instead of, you breathe them in, you, end up riding around in them like a cartoon.
Yeah, Sonic's just trapped in them. It's fine.
It's okay. It's all air. He can breathe. You can... The boss of the stage...
A funny seal.
Is... It's a seal, yeah. It, has this nose that inflates, and I assume, a circus seal, and you would, jump on that to damage it. Also, the seal seems to have,
'cause he's
cool
cool.
sunglasses.
A lot of these robots are cool.
Yeah.
God, okay, I wanted to mention something. I noticed it earlier than this stage, but I had mentioned, while watching this earlier to y'all in the chat that, the sound design is different, and because, the hardware isn't as powerful, it just has, a very strange soundtrack because of that. It's high pitched, more than usual, even for these kind of 8-bit things. It's not bad. I think it was just more noticeable because I was gonna watch it
because of the hardware.
On the hardware, but I was also gonna watch it faster because I was gonna try to watch some of it during my break at work, and I was I can't watch this faster. It doesn't sound good. Other things they sound okay sped up, but I was ooh, I don't even necessarily like the ring noise when it's at normal speed.
Right.
Sped up is just bad. So I watched this at normal speed, which is fine.
I was looking at I was recently watching a video about video game soundtracks, and it points out certain songs can sound different across different versions of a game because maybe it'll just take the MIDI, which is just the notes, and apply it to different stuff, maybe change the instruments. That's
kind of interesting.
Yeah. So maybe they had something with a more Genesis type beat, but then they had to change the notes to the different hardware, but it ended up resulting in this very high pitched thing, because the Genesis has kind of a more deeper soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like, in general, they're like sound chips.
Yeah. I think part of it's also just because, like, I feel like if you're raised more on it, like, you might be less affected by, like, the higher sounds than, like,
Right.
I might be. I like chiptunes, but sometimes there is too much for me sometimes.
Yeah. It's why that one version of Mansion Basement from Resident Evil 1 just sounds like a bunch of farts in one version.
Good.
There's... the next stage is Green Hills with an S zone.
Those hills do be green.
This one, I mean, it's great. It's Green Hill Zone, but also, like, they have this, like, effect on the clouds, or, like, diagonal. It produces a very different, like, visual effect than everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're kind of blood red. Sonic's eyes change color.
Yeah.
He seems to be chasing Tails now, which I thought he was captured. It's super weird.
Yeah. There's also, like, the song here is, like, clearly the You Can Do Anything Toot Toot Sonic Warrior song from Sonic CD, but, like, put through this hardware. It's probably one of the best tracks in the game, just because...
Oh, yeah.
I guess it sounds more like they accommodated for it. The boss in this one is Mecha Buddha. I'm just reading these off of
Why is it
Sonic
called
Retro.
that?
So I'm looking at all of these boss names. They're all like something
It's a funny
mecha.
monkey.
Oh, it's a monkey.
It's a funny monkey. Why is it called Mecha Buddha?
Okay, I'm
Or
looking at
gorilla,
this.
or whatever.
It's apparently a pig.
It's a pig?
Oh, I was very wrong then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it
it's like
kind of... I'm looking at it
Whoa.
now, and it does have the nose. It's got, like, the... But, it's like a two-legged pig. So
Yeah.
it's...
It's like a sumo wrestler, too.
Yeah, it's a sumo.
It, like, does, like, these stomp attacks. It can roll, but, like, bigger and
Why
slower
is it
than
called
Sonic.
Buddha?
Let me see, because I think Buddha is something in Japanese.
This is not the same...
It means pig or pork.
Oh! I was thinking...
Oh.
Is it spelled differently than, like, the Buddha?
Yeah, this is B-U... Let's see, the B-U-T-A.
Oh!
Buddha.
Okay.
That makes way more sense.
Okay.
I was hearing you saying Buddha, like,
Mhm.
the...
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
from
like...
Buddhism.
Like the... Yeah.
I was like, what? Wait.
I'm like, I don't think this pig is religious.
No.
Could be.
Uh,
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I think this... Maybe they didn't have names in the US version and just the Japanese version. Like, these other ones are called, like, Like, the antlion is called the Arishi Goku Mecha. The second one, the goose chicken thing, is called Gacho Mecha. The seal is called
Gacho
Mecha
marks.
Ashika.
What if the chicken had, gaucho mark, like, glasses and nose? That'd be pretty funny.
That would be good.
That would be pretty funny.
Sorry. Continue.
The next stage is...
Mimic. Gimmick? No.
Gimmick Mountain Zone.
Gimmick Mountain. I kept thinking I said mimic, but it's Gimmick Mountain.
It'd be pretty funny if it was called Mimic Mountain.
What was...
I would want to see a Mimic Mountain Zone.
That'd be
where everything
fantastic.
is, like, secretly an enemy.
Everything is secretly looks like
Sonic. You go to jump on, like, a springboard or something, and you just die.
Yeah.
So what's the gimmick? It's just...
I think the gimmick is just, it's got a whole bunch of, like, tech stuff. I think a lot of this is, like, carried over from stuff in Sonic 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's very, like, tech-heavy mountain place.
Yeah. There's a lot of spikes everywhere.
There's wheels you kind of, like, latch onto.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know that's a thing in Sonic 3. I wonder... I wonder. I don't think this came out... Yeah, this probably came out before that, but... Yeah. The boss of this stage is Inobuta Mecha, which I think is a different... It's like a boar. It's like this boar that, like, rams into the walls. And you have to hit it, like, once it's, like, stunned.
Yeah. I think it's on, like, all fours, kinda, too.
Yeah, it's, like, on...
Or, like, it's on wheels.
Yeah.
2 pigs in a row. I think that's another reason I was also kind of like, I thought the other one was a monkey, sort of, too. Because I was like, oh, they wouldn't do 2 pigs in a row, but they did.
Yeah.
They said, well, actually, this one's a boar.
True.
The next stage is Scrambled Egg Zone. It's... the song in this one kind of goes a little bit. I kind of like it.
Yeah! I don't mind this one.
Yeah. Also, it seems to be like a big mountain, and the main thing going on with this one is like tube mazes. Most of the level is like a whole bunch of tubes that you have to like go in and try to properly navigate.
I like
These
how
tubes
starry.
rule.
I like how like starry the background is.
Yeah. Got like Starry Nights. The boss of this one is Mecha Sonic. And this is a very weird looking Metal Sonic. It's like got a visor, it's got claws. Like
Yeah, it's crocodile.
Yeah. And it's got like jets on its feet and back instead of like a big thing going through its chest.
This guy's a lowland Sandslash.
Yeah, this guy's a Lowland Sandslash. I think the one that I thought looked like Crocodile was actually the Sumo Pig. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
It also has like a weird like arm thing that comes out and like reaches and grabs you. Oh, so the player has been gathering the Chaos Emeralds this whole time. There's no like side thing. They just like find them.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. I was like, there's no little mini game. What the fuck?
Guess they couldn't put it in.
I think we find like if you don't collect all the Chaos Emeralds, beating Mecha Sonic is the end of the game.
Yeah. And this is the part of the game people know about because if you beat it, if you don't collect all the Chaos Emeralds and can't go to the final stage, the music is like the ending theme, but sadder and slower. And at the end of the stage, Sonic at the end of the cinematic, Sonic looks up and sees like a Tails in the sky, like a sort of cloud or hologram, sort of. Many have chosen to interpret this as Tails having died.
Yeah, Tails is dead.
Fucking dead.
Yeah.
He's just like... Because the ending later, when you do rescue Tails, has both of them in the sky.
Yeah.
They look up, and they're both in the sky. Whereas this one, it's just Sonic looking up, and Tails is in the sky. There's no, like, Sonic looking at Sonic, or anything. It's just, like... it's just very funny that, like, you can just play this game, and then not get the... This is a bad ending.
This is like if you don't get the extra content, they're like, you suck, Tails died.
Yeah, Tails is fucking dead.
Yeah.
But if you do get all the Chaos Emeralds, you get to go to the last zone, which is Crystal... after Scrambled Egg Zone is Crystal Egg Zone. So 2 eggs in a row.
And this one's like this weird, like, crystal I don't know, Crystal Wasteland, Crystal Palace. It's got lots of bricks you can break.
It's got
everything's made of crystal.
It's got like vaporwave aesthetic to me.
This is what happens when Tails gets a hold of Eggman's interior decorating.
It's got like cactuses for some reason.
Oh yeah,
Tails likes cactuses.
It does have cactuses.
It's very strange. I feel like, I don't know, I like the aesthetic a lot. Well, of the first two. The last one is just kind of a colorful mess.
I just found the Game Gear manual and its descriptions of stuff. Let me look at this.
I can't wait till they say that Tails wasn't actually dead, he just turned into clouds.
He wasn't dead, he just went on the cruise ship with all the parents from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, he's having a great time.
Yeah, he's listening to his favorite tunes.
He's hanging out with Noah Kaiba.
He's hanging out with Noah Kaiba.
He's in the cloud. Okay. I'm just gonna read off this little... Cause now that I'm looking at the manual, I'm just gonna read off this little prologue it's given us.
Ooh.
Please do.
When all was peaceful and quiet on South Island after Sonic the Hedgehog, trademark, crushed the plans of the diabolical Dr. Ivo Robotnik, trademark, for the first time. Far too quiet, in fact, for a hyper-young hedgehog who craves action. So Sonic left South Island in search of other adventures. When he returned, Sonic found no sign of his friends anywhere. Confused, he went back to his digs to think, and found a note waiting for him. It was from Miles, or Tails as he is called, a two-tailed fox who is one of Sonic's closest friends. Dear Sonic, Robotnik is back and he's captured all the animals on the island. He's holding me in a place called the Crystal Egg. In order to free me, you have to find and bring the 6 Chaos Emeralds. Robotnik made me write this. He says he's waiting for you, and he's created 6 really nasty robots in order to get rid of you once and for all. I don't know what he has planned, but Sonic, please be careful. Sincerely, Tails. There was no time to waste. The letter fluttered to the floor as Sonic dashed off to find the Chaos Emeralds and save his friends.
Okay, first of all, I love the little, sincerely yours, Tails. I'm sending a letter in distress. Eggman is threatening to kill me. Sincerely yours, Tails. Love that. Also,
Dear Sonic.
Dear Sonic, I'm gonna die. Love you, Tails.
Dear pesky plumbers.
Second of all, I love how Eggman is
Love Tails.
Love how Eggman's I made 6 robots to kill Sonic, and I shall now have Tails write to him to tell him how to get to you and beat me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
just don't tell him about the emeralds, bro.
What does he expect? Okay.
Bad end.
So, hypothetically, if Sonic never, if Sonic lost to one of the robots and just fucking died, he wouldn't be able to bring him the Chaos Emeralds.
Right.
I guess he could just find them himself. It's probably more important that Sonic's fucking dead.
This just goes back to Robotnik just loves the game. He just loves fighting Sonic. It's his favorite pastime. So he's sitting at home twiddling his thumbs if Sonic dies. Has he shown up yet?
So true.
Him and Tails are having hot cocoa together and watching movies.
Yeah. Other than that, so the boss of Scrambled Egg, or Crystal Egg, is Eggman. His boss fight looks completely different from the actual stage.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The third act looks completely different than the first two, Because his, boss battle looks completely different.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm looking at the colors, and, it does remind me of, later, handheld Sonic games, like Sonic Advance and stuff.
Kind of reminds me of, I'm sure there's other things that might remind people more familiar with, Mega Man than I am. But, this one specifically looks very Mega Man to me.
It does, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the color scheme, the tubes, the little teleporter at the end.
Yeah, this is just a Mega Man stage.
So... So, when you beat Eggman, and this boss fight, basically, it's like a room, Eggman's in it, he's in a little thing, and every so often, the room electrifies itself, and you have to hide out in these tubes around it.
The fucking electrifying... I was like, this could give someone...
Yeah, they were way too stroby.
Yeah, this is some... Yeah, also
So just a warning if you want to watch this, it's pretty stroby.
Also, yeah, the way the tiles in this game in a couple stages, go in a pattern that did fuck with me a little bit.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, so, when you beat the stage, or when you beat Robotnik, he runs away, teleports away, and then Tails teleports into his place.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think that's what happened at first. I thought Robotnik just morphed into Tails.
It does kind of look like that.
I was half paying attention. Did Robotnik possess Tails? What's going on?
What if Tails is Robotnik all along?
You never see them in the same room.
This is a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
You never see them in the same room together. Ignores all the times where you see them in the same room together.
That's an image created in Sonic's mind.
Ignores all the times when Tails fights Robotnik in Sonic Adventure 2 battle.
That's a fake scenario. That's Tails battling his mental illness.
So true.
Yeah, it's like the Binding of Isaac.
God.
So.
Yeah, that's how he got the idea.
You get the proper ending. Sonic and Tails run off. Day turns to night. Music's playing. They look up, and they're in the clouds. And that's the end of the game.
They're both up there instead of just Tails.
They're
Which
both
means they both
Noah
died.
now.
Which means they both died. No, they're both looking at it, so they're fine.
So that about wraps up the game.
It's not a very long game.
No. I get why the Game Gear games are short. They were made to be able to be beaten on a console that has a extremely short battery life.
Yeah. It's just weird that it's I feel like it's just a different game from regular Sonic to I don't know.
Yeah.
Has any other Sonic game had a secret not a secret, but a bad ending that you could get if you don't collect all
Actually, yeah, it's
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Pretty standard for a 2D Sonic game to have a bad ending where if you don't get all the Chaos Emeralds. But none have the drastic implications of this one. I
think the other one was maybe you can't fix what was it, the planet that appears once every few years?
Yeah.
Isn't that the bad end?
Yeah.
This one just has Tails fucking died.
Yeah, usually it's just Eggman taunting you because he has all the emeralds and you don't.
Bummer.
So...
What if you collect half of them?
Oh yeah, I think if you whatever ones you don't collect, he has.
Yeah.
Then you get half of Tails back.
Oh
Half
no.
of Tails comes back. Tails comes back, but he's twisted.
Mm-hmm.
Tails comes back, but he only has one tail.
Tails comes back
No.
as the Joker.
I think having one tail would make him the Joker.
Yeah.
You want to know how I got one tail?
Yeah.
I can't do the laugh. I go too into it.
So
Yeah, I don't want to channel Jared Leto like that.
Yeah, that's the game. Let's see what asks we got. I never got Craig in here. Oh well. That's fine. Anyways.
I think it just didn't respond to you.
Okay, yeah, we've got 3 questions on Discord. If you want to send in a question, you can either send them in response to our Twitter posts, usually posted the night before our recording, or you can send them in via our Discord in our channel titled Ask Zone. We've got 3 questions. Well, yeah. Questions from 3 people. I think. Never. So, the first one is from Drashura, who asks, how will you mourn Tails in his passing?
By making fun of him and calling him the Joker.
I'm gonna...
Just kidding. I would never do that. I would feel too bad.
24-hour Twitch stream.
To think.
I'm gonna have... Oh, yeah, 24-hour memorial Twitch stream.
Absolutely.
You would want it.
I'm gonna...
I would have a cup out just for him. Like we would with the soldiers.
He is the troops.
I'm gonna... I'm going to set up a funeral AMV set to what's that, to Band of Horses.
What if it was to This Is War? Is that
Yes.
what it's called?
Yeah, This Is War.
Yeah.
Like just a song that makes no
Yeah,
sense.
just
But it's in like every AMV.
Mm-hmm.
Tails Funny Moments compilation. This is War.
I know for a fact there are Sonic This Is War. War AM.
Of course there is. Why would there not be?
Yep, there's a couple different ones.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
There's one that's like 6 years old. There's one set to like Sonic X.
Oh,
that's
hell
dope.
yeah.
There's a 10-year-old one that has like the usernames watermarked into it. WeDude83. There's so many. Oh, this
Incredible.
is beautiful.
Yeah, I would just play those on loop. For
Yeah,
a
during
whole
the
day.
24-hour Twitch stream.
Yeah, we're just going to have like in the corner. Maybe the whole stream is just playing these AMVs, or
Yeah.
maybe they're just like constantly playing in a corner or something.
Yeah, the chat is muted because we have to have a moment of silence. No one's allowed to interact during this Twitch stream.
People can donate to, and we would send all the money to like. I guess like an animal preservation thing because Tails
Yeah.
is a fucking fox. I don't know.
We'll send it to the SPCA.
Because I was like, there's not really a place to send money to prevent evil guys. I mean, wait, what if it was to prevent animal testing? Because that's what Eggman is doing. He's doing animal testing.
In an incredible foul...
Yeah.
In an incredible foul and terrible move, we do make some Tails NFTs during the stream. We don't know the chat is...
Forever
We don't know the chat is
memorialized.
yelling at us. The chat's muted.
You can't do this.
Why is
I'm
everyone
yelling
getting mad?
And I'm not the chat.
This is for Tails. We want him forever memorialized.
Yeah, it's going to be like one of those shitty hologram NFTs.
No. It's Tails with like his tongue out. Like the gross lions.
Oh, right. Okay, it's just going to be we're going to make our NFTs like, what's it called? Not Picardo, we're going to do that character creator, except when it's done, it gives you an image that is an
Picroos?
NFT mint.
Picru.
Yeah, it's gonna be Picroos, but when you finish it, instead of just a fun picture, it's an NFT.
I'm bummed out now.
Okay, yeah, let's stop.
You've killed me.
Let's see. Jasmine Sidman asks, what is 8-bit creepypasta's version of hyper-realistic blood? And if you could never die like early game Tails', what would your video game power be? Would you be like a Wario Land cartoon person?
I don't know. Because isn't hyper-realistic blood, like, kind of...
Yeah.
It would probably do with the music. Sounds like it's sped up and it sounds terrible.
I think it looks...
it sounds like screaming. That would be mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. The music plays so loud, it hurts your ears.
It's just the ring noise. It's just the ring noise, because that's what actually bothered me, was the ring collection noise.
Yeah. Let's see. If I were unkillable, what would my video game power be? Well... Oh, obviously I get infinite go back in time potion. I get hit and I can just press X and start rewinding like in Braid.
My power is just determination, like Undertale, like funny Undertale. Don't spoil Deltarune.
Kind of want to be a funny Looney Tunes character.
Okay.
I can do whatever I want, but only... Yeah, I can do whatever I want, but only when it's funny
like
or
Wario.
humorous.
Yeah. You just turn into alternate forms of yourself.
I just become Pancake, and it's normal.
Yeah, you become flattened, or you get inflated big and round, or something like that.
I become appallingly flat. So I guess I
James
would be
the Cat
a whirlwind.
Girl asks, what if Tails could fly? Could he escape Eggman?
Tails can fly.
I think if he could, the problem is that Eggman can also fly.
Yeah, I think the issue is Eggman is like,
matched.
a warlord with an army of robots. That does dampen things a bit.
I assume he was, like, trapped somewhere. We never actually see where, like, Tails is trapped. We just see him, like, teleport.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde version Eggman.
Yeah,
he could be all, like... He could be all tied up or something.
Right.
Who the fuck knows?
No, he knew how bored Sonic was,
I don't know.
so he concocted an elaborate scheme to pretend to be Eggman again.
Yeah. Yeah. He has the Eggman TF potion.
Oh god.
He got a bunch of animals to join in, which is why he didn't show up as the bosses this time.
Yeah.
Which is why Metal Sonic looked different. Listen. This is all just Tails trying to entertain Sonic.
Love this conspiracy theory.
With that, I'm gonna roll for next week. Let's see what we get. Oh, it's a 0. 0 is miscellaneous. Let's see, so I guess we do more of that Olympic game. Or we could, I was actually thinking of, like, other stuff we could do, since that Olympic game is going on for a bit, and frankly, I might want to just can it, because there's not a whole lot going on with that.
Yeah, it's just Olympic games I don't care about.
Yeah,
no offense to that game.
I think when I first came up with that one, I thought it would be more of a fun crossover adventure. I think some later ones do that, but it's not a whole lot going on. So, let me think. There are a lot of things I could go for. So I guess, if I can find it, I might try to find, like, this old manga about Sonic that came out in, like, the 90s. I think it was, like, a one-shot thing. If I can't find that, I might look through some other stuff. I was thinking, I could do Lego Sonic Dimensions. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do Lego Sonic Dimensions. Why the hell not?
Okay.
Yeah. At some point, I'll try to see if I can find a translation of the old Sonic manga, but until then, let's go with, the Lego Sonic game.
Do you know when do you know if this, the Sonic Color, cartoon?
Oh.
When is that?
Rise of the Wisps.
When does that finish?
It already finished.
Okay, like
it's just a 2-part animation.
it's just 2-part. Okay.
Yeah. Do you?
I didn't.
We could also do that.
We could just do the Lego thing. We can always do the Rise of the Wisp later or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, with that, let's see. I'm Dan. You can find me at a lot of places. You can find those places at linktr.ee/big_challenges. From there you can find my Twitter. You can find my other podcasts, which include Pod of Greed, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast. We are almost done with Season 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. I think it's basically just it's like some there's like 2 3-parters and a wrap-up episode, and it's basically done from there. You can listen to Stranger's Fiction, an actual play podcast focused on one-shots. There's we are in the process of setting up a new episode for a Mythologic game. You can listen to Video Games, the Movie, the podcast. A podcast I do with my friend Maxie. The latest episode to go up is on Mortal Kombat, and our next episode will be on Resident Evil, featuring Resident Evil expert Morgan Kursgoat. And of course, you can listen to Chillbleed, a new limited run podcast I've started with my friends Giga and John, based on Michael Reynolds' virtual horrorland, Illbleed. A very strange... Oh, there's a lot of cars going by. That's motorcycles. Well, anyways, you can listen to Chillbleed, a limited run podcast based on Illbleed. The first episode is up. The next episode will be recorded tomorrow, as of this recording, and will probably be up by the time you listen to this. Other than that... Oh, and last but not least, at Xbox_holiday, where Usher celebrates holidays with Xbox. I cannot remember what I looked up stuff, and I can't remember, so instead I'll just say Happy Halloween, Xbox. Also, just one quick note about our podcast. In 2 weeks, knock on wood, we will be doing another creepypasta episode, this time featuring Nana Roy. It's scheduled for the 21st. Hopefully all should go well. We'll be talking about Tails Doll Creepypasta. Okay, so, Morg, where can we find you?
You can find me primarily on my Twitter at Haunting the Morg. That's Haunting the M-O-R-G. You can find me on my other podcasts, Departure Lounge, a plane-based Hunter x Hunter podcast. That's kind of on a makeshift hiatus at the moment. But you can also look out on my Twitter, because I'll probably retweet it for another podcast I'm going to do that I don't know if it'll be out by the time this episode is, but I know it'll be out by the time the next episode is, called Digimon Ghost Gaze, about the Digimon Ghost game anime that's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be doing that with Devon's co-host for his Hunter x Hunter podcast that I'll tell you about now.
Yeah, you can find me on said Hunter x Hunter podcast called Going Well Hunting, where I force the co-host who is going to be on Ghost Games, Emery, to learn about such things like the existence of the Oval Poffis Twitter account.
Oh no, they didn't know about the Oval Poffis. Oh
They're
no!
not on social media. They didn't know.
I guess not.
Poor Emery. Oh.
But you...
God, I wish that were me.
Same.
I wish I didn't know.
But you can find that at Going Well Hunting on Twitter, and you can find me at Groovin' Ghastly on Twitter, and that's all I got.
Alright. We are the Sonic Shuffle. You can find us on Twitter at ShuffleSonic. You can find our Discord from there, and in the show notes of every episode. And you can find us on Noisepace.xyz. Noisepace.xyz is a Canada-run podcast network, and it's got lots of different shows. And as always, I will be doing a alphabetical shout-out that I've been doing for the past however many months. So, on this week's alphabetical shout-out, we have the Ask Box. The Ask Box is a Tumblr nostalgia podcast. Allegra Rosenberg and various friends, different ones every week, come in to talk about the old days of Tumblr, the early 2010s days. It's I don't believe it's active. In fact, it looks like the most recent episode was in May of 2019.
Aw, bummer.
Yeah, but it's a nice listen. There are 5 episodes on 5 different fandoms. There's Doctor Who, Glee, Sherlock, Bright Eyes, and Inception.
But not a Onceler fandom yet, so there can always be a return.
That's true. Yeah. Listen to the Ask Box if you're interested. Alert! Alert! We've got one more thing to announce. Now, in 1 month, on November 18th, 2021, we will be recording our 69th episode. Nice. So, until then, we are having a special fan fiction writing event. From this current date, October 17th, to November 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern, you have the opportunity to write a fanfic about Sonic. It can be whatever you want. It can be as long as you want, as short as you want. Do make sure it isn't too adult, of course. I don't think that needs saying, but, Sonic. You know how it is. But, anyways, if you write that story and submit it to us, either through Twitter or Discord, we will read it on the show. So, once again, write that fanfic, and you'll be able to enjoy us reading it. Goodbye! And, as always, Sonic is real, he is strong, and he is my friend.
He's the only blue life that matters.
The only one.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.